YouTube and Twitch. Twitch live premieres every Monday, a week before the YouTube upload. YouTube uploads at 2 p.m. Definitely, folks, if you haven't already, check out the YouTube. It's a free subscription, free ability to click the bell, and be notified every time I upload. Typically, it's Monday and Friday. Every Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. And Twitch, Mondays and Fridays, 11 a.m. I'd love to have you stop by Twitch, follow for free. If you love the content you're seeing, subscribe for just $5. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free through a Prime subscription. It's free. You're literally wasting it by not using it. Hey, if not me, another content creator on YouTube. That's what's most important. On Twitch. So without further ado, my name is SlothFang, and today we are doing week 3 of the Sloth's Minecraft story. I know I put SlothFang's Minecraft story, but either way, we're going to go in, and there's a few things we're doing today. Again, 1.19 Minecraft. Loading. Had a quite an eventful weekend. It was mostly nice. Did some recollecting. All right, we gotta wait for it to load in for a second. The chest, and then yeah, we gotta take care of chest today. Let us see. And melons. Last time we took care of the storage warehouse and the wheat farm. This time we're gonna mine and wood extravaganza with some melon farm relocate and expansion. All right. I'm super excited. Let's go into some settings real quick. I know that's totally not what you want to see right now, but let's cap her down to like 90 frames. Smooth lighting. See how this does. Wait a minute. Alright, so melons. We need to move melons over. We need fences, so we need an abundance of the good. Whoop, that. But I don't know if that's enough of that block to do that. Oh, we also need the water bucket. Water. It's gonna be in my right here. Okay. And where are my melons at? Here we go. I was doing some vocal exercises, some pattern techniques, blah 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 over the weekend, and with that, so that might be we actually could just extend it probably right here, so I just dig this out. So my throat is kind of hoarse, so talking not as much, but still trying to you know do what I do. So there might be a few more pauses in between, my critical thinking and everything else. So yeah, let's see, over the week, went to a funeral for my, fiance's, paternal grandfather, which was, it's always sad when you lose someone, very, very touching, mass at the Catholic church where he lived and grew up and whatnot, and very, very beautiful, very touching. If you don't know, I am a crier. There's a lot of people like, why would you admit that you cry? What? There's nothing wrong with it. You are who you are, and deep down in those moments, it's okay to be honest with yourself and with others. But yeah, we all cried, and very touching, beautiful. And then also Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, my mom and her brother put on the estate sale at her dad's because, my maternal grandfather passed about like 2 months ago. That was rough, but we've made it through so far. But so it's an 8x8 in the corners. But yeah, it's always interesting. You look at certain moments and the memories and whatnot, and I can totally understand. Certain people are like, hey, we want this event to always go on, or this place to always be this place because of the memories, and I don't get me wrong, I completely understand, but at the same time, it's like, hey, some progress has to be made. Not everything can be preserved, which is sad and unfortunate given, that, all those memories. But enough of the doom and gloom. I had Sliant bought these Sunkissed, one of them, and I'm drinking right now, is a cherry limeade. and it tastes delicious, especially if you get like crushed ice or something. Kind of reminds me of like a Sonic slushie. There's also a berry limeade, which is a blue, so red and blue, which I thought was really cool. Very delicious, both of them. I ended up having a little bit of my cherry limeade in one of my glasses, and I'm like, oh, I want a berry lemonade now, so I did that. I just dunked it all in, and it tastes pretty good. We'll do another spot here, and then we'll make sure. What was that? 3, 4, 3, 4, and so here. So we'll have a gate. So 1, 2, 3. I also have no idea how we're gonna do this farm. It'll be less of a build like wheat. It'll be more rows of a farm, considering that's how melons grow. So if like this was a row of melons, we'd need dirt, but we'd also need water behind it. So that is something worth noting. Let me think. What are we gonna do? Yeah, no, I don't. I'm just thinking of different blocks and whatnot. But yeah, and then we'll do some tree cutting and a little mining. Not too much mining, but you know, a little bit. As always, this is a reminder, if you want to suggest a project for the next week or the week after that, obviously if you recommend on YouTube, that won't be seen until the upload, so that's going to be a week or two late anyway. But at the very least, if you're on Twitch, you can actually recommend something for the week after that. And I will put that in great consideration. Usually if it's a sizable, decent project, oh heck yeah. But if it's like a multi-episode thing, then it might get pushed back only because, you know, hey, I can only do so much in an episode. And I try and do more than one thing. That way, you know, there's a little variety for the people watching. Yeah, always happy to take recommendations on, hey, can you try and do this? Or, hey, can you try and do that? Something in my eye. We'll do a sleep real quick. Get some dirt. And then plan this out. Alright. One of the mods that I wish was active, but it hasn't been active for several updates now. It was where if I have like, say these hose, if this hoe breaks, it replaces with any other hoe. And then there was like a sorting function to like sort all of your like your tools and whatnot, and your inventory and your chests. And it was client side, and you could go on a server and use it, and it'd work just fine. I've tried with like old builds of it, and there was one of the more recent updates, unfortunately, broke the code, and so it no longer works. And I even tried looking into it, and it just was like too much of a hassle. It wasn't worth it, sadly. So we can put like slabs if we need to, like slabs here. The key thing is if there's a seed here and there's an air block here, here, or here, it will grow there. So that's something worth noting. We need to put like a solid row. We could do, if this is the water block, we could put seeds here, here. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. I'll show you what I mean. What's that over there? Oh, it's a lone red flower. We should go over there sometime, check it out. But yeah, hope you're all having a grand day. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're off a block. It's 4 here. Dang it. So exciting news with the Marvel. They announced, while I'm just doing this grunt work, they announced Phase 5 of the MCU, and I am beyond excited with that. And they confirmed that Phase 4, 5, and 6 are the saga of, essentially the Phase trilogy, so saga either way, I guess. What do they call it? The multiverse saga. And they confirmed Phase 5 ends with Thunderbolts as the capstone. And they will also have... What was it? Phase 6 starts with Fantastic Four. And then what I assume is Phase 7... because Phase 6 is 2024-ish. 2025 is 2 big movies they've announced. There's a bunch of other stuff that they haven't announced. And that was Avengers Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars, which is fucking huge. Spring of 2023 will feature... I'm going to go mine some Deep Sleep before I forget. Will feature Secret Invasion, which I'm excited to see how they pull that off. That's just, it's going to be so huge. Oh, and also, the end of, near the end, so if I believe fall of 2023, 2024, I don't remember exactly, will be, Daredevil Born Again. So Vincent D'Onofrio from Criminal Intent, Law and Order, and Charlie Cox, who, of course, they both played, you know, respectively, I forgot his name. I can picture him, Kingpin and Matt Murdock / Daredevil, of course. Phenomenal. I love them in that. Oh, so great. So it'll be exciting to see them in that. I'm excited for a lot of them. So I've watched up to... I have not watched Miss Marvel. I haven't watched that show yet. It finished a few weeks ago. I haven't watched Thor: Love and Thunder. Of course, no spoilers. I mean, if I'm actively telling you about something, I'll let you know what we can spoil or not. But I don't want everything to be spoiled all the time, because then it's like, whoa, easy. Easy, tiger. What was the... Here, we're going to bring that with us, because I don't remember which wall we were using, and I think I did this last time, too. Like, which wall is this? Okay, this is, okay. Ta-da. Alright, we need to get more seeds. And then, actually, while we're here, how many do we need? We need 2 birch fence gates. Yeah. Chop down this tree real quick. Gotta remember the cow farm is there. I gotta feed them, because I only feed them like once last time and one before that, so not gonna do much if they're not fed. We're gonna use this stone for hold on. I should probably do sometime like a ranking of every Marvel Cinematic Universe show right now. Like the Disney shows, not the Netflix. I could also do Netflix too, but I feel like they're 2 separate entities. Like, I really enjoyed Daredevil, Jessica Jones. I never did finish Luke Cage season 2. When we were watching it, we had a Mitsubishi TV back when they had TVs. A really great flat screen. It was like an 80-inch. It was amazing. And it actually had to be brought over on a... I believe the story is it had to be brought over by ship. It was a custom order. And I think it's really, really cool that you have something like that capability of, oh yeah, we had to ship it over. You know, like, what? Yeah, we don't normally sell them this big. This was back when TVs weren't at the size they are now, commonly. What did I get? Cobbles? Oh, yeah, the slabs. That's right. I was like, what did I get? What? So we'll do this. And we were watching Luke Cage, and this TV had been like more than 10 years. Like, it was old. And I remember we were watching Luke Cage. This was actually at this house a few years back, and we're watching it. I'm like, man, the lighting of this show is terrible. And I looked online, and nobody was talking about it. I'm like, what the heck? Show's terrible. I can barely see anyone or anything going on. Like the back, like if you look behind me, there's a bunch of like perfume bottles and whatnot, and lotions and makeup stuff. You couldn't see at all the distinction. You just saw like a blur. Like there's stuff there, but I don't know what's that. And yeah, it was that bad. And then we realized one day, I'm like, hey, does this TV? How is it? When was the last time this TV was, taken care of? Oh, it's been, and they're like, oh, it's been a couple years. And so yeah, that's what it was. The TV was going out, and we replaced it, and it just we watched. We back when we first started all watching the Studio Ghibli movies together. That was the one distinction of like we were trying to watch it. And I'm like, I can't watch a movie or a show on this. This is just too bad. So I didn't use that back TV for a while. And they're like, yeah, this is too. And so they finally, my fiance's dad ended up getting a new TV. And really nice, really nice, and yeah, so we're able to watch it. But I feel like I need to rewatch season 1 of Luke Cage. I enjoyed it, even with the not being able to really see what was going on, but you could get the gist of it. It was like bad eyesight, but worse. I guess this you can fix. Really bad eyesight, you kind of have to live with. But YOLO. My apologies. But yeah, it was just one of those experiences where it's like, huh. I don't think I ever watched Iron Fist, which I don't know if I'm really missing much on that, to be honest, from what I've heard. But alright, so that's growing. So what happened is this row here will grow onto that block, and those will grow over there, and same with this and that. Obviously, as I get more melons, I'll plant more and whatnot. But until then, doesn't look right. Yeah, I've got on the corners. Oh, that's it. Keep that. I've watched all of Daredevil. I'm trying to think what else I've missed. I know I've watched all of, I think just Iron Fist and Luke Cage season 2. But yeah. I have to say Daredevil, all 3 seasons are my favorite. Jessica Jones, pretty good. Punisher's really good. Luke Cage was good. Obviously, I'm going to talk about it, but not talk too in detail. If you ever have, like, the main plot is about a specific villain, and you kill him off, like, before right up until the, like, halfway mark, that to me is too soon. You can have a few episodes dealing with, like, the ramifications of, getting rid of this boss and the power vacuum dynamic of, like, when one person leaves, good or bad, what happens. You can make a show about that, but when the show is about the dynamics of this guy trying to make his way through life, and all this crap, and then suddenly it just didn't work out like that. It's just like, wow, And then someone else becomes, and it was interesting. I really enjoyed the show, but they got rid of a really cool villain too early for Luke Cage, in my opinion. And I'm saying he just predominantly is just to throw it off, because it may not be he, it may be she or they or whoever. You're like, what? Just watch it. Just watch it. I mean, pretty much I recommend all the Netflix Marvel shows. They are phenomenal. One that I still need to finish, we got into like a couple seasons, but we never got to where it started getting really good, was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We need to finish that. Let's harvest some wheat while we're at it. I think this is good. It's the pale yellow. Usually there's like a dark bit at the top or something like that. I think the dark tips kind of like that, but kind of not. But all right, we're good. All right, so we got one done, and the next part is just mining wood, chopping wood, and mining stone. All right, let's go. Alright, so I have a plan, by the way. You probably noticed there's a desk notification. With that, we'll also do a special event. I will kind of dictate, as we get into it, what that'll be. But I'm working on getting a new desk set up. That's, because the current desk works, but in order to get more space and whatnot, it's definitely recommend I get a standing desk. So. we're so close to the goal, but that way, because underneath and I've never done a video yet. Just because the room's always in progress if I'm moving things in and out or I'm working on something, so something's in the way. But no. So underneath my desk, so it's a slab. It's a solid like slab, and underneath is a 2 tall shelf unit, coax, and with that it's 4 deep, 4 wide by 2 tall, and then there's a 2x2 next to it, and so I've got the top left is my NES, followed by my Super Nintendo, my Nintendo 64, my PS4/PS1, and then below that's just games and whatnot. Below the SNES is the GameCube. Next to that's the Switch. So that's 2 and 3 of the bottom row. Then my like records, Buckethead memorabilia and collections, Xbox games, Switch games, and then the 2x2 it goes the Wii/PS2 both standing up. Then my Salvatore collection books. Bottom left, so below the Wii/PS2 is my subwoofer, and to the right of that's like my big box games like Alien. I forget what that game was called. And then what was the other game? Betrayal Legacy, which that's out in the dining room, living room table at the moment because we were going to play this weekend. But yeah, 2 family members after coming. Well, several people from the funeral have tested positive and are like ill with the Panini special, and yeah, that sucks. I wish them for speedy recovery. And then my fiance and I are actually just barely out of the grace. I was like, I could hear that through my headphones. I'm like, Minecraft mod? New Minecraft update? What? But no, what was it? Anyway, so yeah, we were in the process of, we had COVID back like less than 2 months ago, so we've been more or less confirmed that we're good and tests and whatnot, fine and dandy. But just to prevent any risk of spreading to anyone, even though we more or less can't get it again, not yet. I mean, there are breakthrough infections, but still. I'm just like, hey, I'm sticking to a more stricter, schedule. Pretty much keeping in my room. We have our bathroom right across from us. That's just me, Daniela, and Sliant. And then the rest of the sick people in the family use the front house bathroom. There was a moment though one of them did use the back bathroom, and I'm like, and so Chip's always like, hey, sick people use the front, clean, safe people for the time being use just the back one. And I was like, well, yeah, that was the plan. And I'm like, okay. But that got remedied and cleaned, so we're good on that. But yeah. Have I watched or done anything though? I've been working more on D&D. I've been using, it's called Incarnate. That's the website. It's a phenomenal. You can have it, use it for free. Easily make a map for Dungeons and Dragons, world map, regional, or battle. You name it, they can do it. Phenomenal. And then I looked at and I thought it was a month. I'm like, it's kind of pricey, but okay. And that realized it was yearly, $25 a year. And I'm like, heck yeah! So I bopped into that, and it was so worth it. I do need to get some bottles, because that is full. I'm trying to think of what else. I don't know if I mentioned last time, but yeah, I've got a Atari 2600 now. So that's a van ass. It comes with a bunch of games. I have to wipe that down. I still need to wipe down the ColecoVision because it came from a smoker's house, but still. And there's sentimental value there. It was my maternal grandfather's. So some people would be like, "Oh, you could sell it." I'm not gonna sell it. Even if it was worth a lot, I'd still keep it. Hence why I still have like a Legacy Lands deck from Magic the Gathering. I have those two. The Tabernacle at the Pendrell Vale. I have those I have one legitimate, and the other's a. Well, I don't know. I said it that way. Wow. Well, one's English and near mint. There's a little wear on it, so depending on who you took it to, it might be either near mint or great. Just like a half step below. But and I've got one that's not Spanish. What's the Italian? There we go. Which is like a half to a fourth the price. I haven't checked the prices in a while, so I could be wrong. But the card's usually like $1,000 just for one card. Yeah. Excuse me. But what it does is so huge that it's kind of hard not to replicate that, Aha, burn, baby, burn. She's on fire. But I've been watching a bunch of D&D stuff like Demon Lair, Nerdforge. I mean, they're not just D&D, but still, they do a lot of fantasy builds. And a few other people. But yeah, I've been kind of checking out their content, looking at, what makes a good dungeon master and what makes a great campaign, stuff like that. I'm looking to do in a way to West Marches where I have this map. It's still in like, I'd say like alpha. Like, it's still like I'm still making changes to it. I mean, most of it's pretty much already there, but I have to add and tweak things. Is the big thing. So long story short, so I had actually for 2005, 2006 ish. I was like, I think 5th grade was when it started, and I graduated in 2011. So do the math there. Had an idea of the story, and it's evolved and adapted over time to be better fitting and understanding, distinct tropes and phrases and stuff like that, other story pacing elements. And so as I built this, I kind of thought, what if at one point, what if this, I got to a point where I was kind of like, there was a point where I was just like, I don't want to do anything creative, and that was silly. Oh, there's another one here. Let's put a torch there for them. Put a torch over by the other one. But I got to the point where I was like, I'm never gonna write this story, because it's just like I had the beginning, and I kind of knew what the ending was, and then I did the ending, and I'm like, oh, I didn't have an idea about this just yet. Wow. And so I got to a point where I finally was like, all right, how am I going to do this? I'm like, I could just do a map, and all these points of interest are related to the story, and that's kind of what I've done. But there's also just so much more. There you go, B. Give you a little bit more airspace there. But yeah, so all that stuff going on, and I finally came up with an ending. It took me a long time. I sat down and I'm like, all right, I've got a week to figure out like a decent ending, more or less what happens. I could tweak it later, after like a couple, rough drafts, get like 2-3 rough drafts done, rewrites, and then boom, ending. And I've pretty much got it. I've got to like rephrase a few, like some of like the dialogue and whatnot, but more or less I know exactly what's going to happen. And so going from there, I've got a couple points in the middle for what I want to do. So that'll work out nicely. And then yeah, but my biggest thing was, let me actually get the dirt and stone out of here actually, so it's not clouding all this. My big thing, as I mentioned previously in other streams, was, so I have what's book 1. They could actually be 2 books. So I then have, if I had what I still had, would be essentially 3 books worth. And I'm like, well, the end part, after the ending I'm talking about before this, that is the ending of the book. But the stuff I have that would realistically was before it should be afterwards. So that's its own book. So there's 2 books. Well, the first book, though, could easily be just 2 books. So you get to a point, you get so much going on, and I'm like, maybe it should be separate books, A large book, but like Brandon Sanderson has some massive books, and I'm like, as cool as that is to read all that, have the ability to read, have so much to read, I'm like, at the same time, is it really worth having that much when you could, shorten it and whatnot? But, that's me. From what I hear, his books are successful, so he's doing something right. And 2, his books are successful, so he's doing all right. So, I really can't criticize or critique anything like that. And I've really enjoyed, like, when the Harry Potter books got to, like, massive status, size-wise, I enjoyed those books. Do I not have the shears here? Oh, they're there. I'll do a bottle and a shear. Woo. Plus, it's getting nighttime. There we go. Oh, I forgot I can pick up grass clippings this way. So yeah. So I've got that going on, and so it's kind of a distinct, like, I just need to write out everything and then feel it out later regarding that, so. And then, but I got to a point where knowing all that my story could, even if I did say 7 to 9 books, say, it's easily 3 to 4 books, but I could do 7 to 9 of them, giving kind of like this overarching story and everything else. Like, there's plenty to do. But with what I have now, and a little bit afterwards, that may be their own books, 2 books. So I see it going anywhere from 2 to 5 books, 2, 3, or 5 books. And in that space of time, I've realized, okay, after all this, the dust settles. What happens? There's another beehive. Dang. I've realized that. And another beehive. Dang. Exploring and seeing more beehives than I did before. It's like, dang. On another beehive, of course. Nice. I can create a map and like, hey, here's this area, and I can to myself also helps me develop. Okay, so that's where blah 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 is, and so by using incarnate, which I love the name, I think it's just amazing. It's a perfect. I'm able to, you know, figure out, okay, left and right, up and down here, and oh, so when they go from A into B, C's right over there, or C's not right where I thought it was, because as you build it, you can kind of, you know, develop more. Like, I'm a gardener so I develop. It's kind of a little bit of both. Like, I see where the characters take me, but then I also know where they're going. But the overall development, I think, is like, because I used to be, it took me forever to get it. Like, when we'd have a school project, all right, time to write. You have, you know, a week to write this, and I'm like, I knew if I had a little bit longer, you know, and like at first it was like, oh, outlines aren't really my thing, but I realized if I figure out, okay, X, Y, and Z happens, boom, it happens at the beginning, 2/3, and 3/4 mark. Okay, cool. And, well, how do we get there? And so that always kind of drove me mad, and like it just didn't work out. Before I realized I just need to sit down and kick ass, and it'll work out. I think there's, yeah, ooh, iron. Ooh, and coal. But so yeah, so that's the big thing with me story wise, and why I'm like, well, if I make a D&D, the players can do things, and I can kind of take part of that. I'm like, yes and no, but building the world itself. Oh, I forgot I have animals over here. Whoops. But yeah, so it's an interesting, detailed experience. I do need to eventually add a spruce up this village, which is really just fixing the crops, to be honest. Hey, Iron Golem, what's up, buddy? What's up? So yeah, so that's so there's all of that, and I've got oh, just the maps are so cool. I just really love this. It's so cool. Oh, I love that. It's so cool. Here, while we're at it. Oh, hold on. Might need more than 2 blocks over here. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's cool to have a waterfall, but oh, hey, he's using the stairs and the walkway we made. Nice. We should get some copper while we're at it. Potioning it up. Yeah, I've got a bunch of videos actually queued up so that afterwards I can take my lunch, put this into upload for YouTube for next week, and then take my lunch, and which I'm eating Casey's breakfast pizza. We had it yesterday for breakfast. So good. What you selling? It's not bad. The blast furnace, nice. I love your mask. Your face mask. Very stylish. Very cool. Keep on rock. I ain't got anything for you, my guy. I'm sorry. But no, so we got that to eat, which is gonna be delicious. One of the few times where I'm like, don't heat up the pizza. Usually I always heat up the pizza, but this is like, And I just realized this walkway ends in a lava. That's metal. Nah. Well, when we go to do our, eventually we'll have a pathway and we'll have a bunch of buildings that connects with their village and kind of intermingles. But till then. So we should do probably a little mining, but first let's feed these cows. There we go. All right. Let me put up some blocks and we can head into the mine. Well, actually, we're gonna wait a second so I can smelt some more coal. That way, oh, charcoal. Give us a good excuse to explore the. That's gonna take forever. Oh well. Yeah, we'll explore the ravine a little bit more. I thought it was redstone. Dang. Redstone, ow. Redstone, no armor. Oh boy. Should have brought my shield too. Oh well. Oh boy. Rip. Haven't died yet. This is a bad idea. See? Haha. Anyway. How high are we? So we're at 20. Okay, so we could technically mine down more. So stair. And then break a block. Okay. So tomorrow, the day after this, should be the whole every time I die I drink a shot of hot sauce. Wow. Trying to figure out how to say that while saying that. Weird. For Resident Evil 2 Remake, so that'll be fun. Granted, with how my throat is, I may not do that just off of recommendations from others. Of, if your voice is fine, sure, but so that's a stream thing that's coming up. And then what else do we have? Oh, I've got a few ideas. Some big streams, some things I still have to do, like the Super Mario-a-thon. I have to play through 1, 2, 3, and Super Mario World with 2 hours per each game. If I beat it, then I move on to the next game. But you know, see how it goes. Gosh, this is slow. Plus I'm a few blocks off. We're caught up in What We Do in the Shadows, finally. Pretty good show. There's always, I can never guess where the show's going. Like, they're going, something happens, and you're like, oh no, and then like, wait, what? And like, oh, and then something else happens, you're like, I didn't expect the show to go this route, but yeah. I keep thinking, oh, Topaz. I've been playing Stardew lately. We, this weekend, we started a challenge where you complete 3 years. And from there, then you, year 4, day 1, show what you don't go past that. You show what your total, profits are. And whoever has the most wins. So we got that. We're doing that in the Nintendo Switch version. Yeah. Someone thought, well, no, Grandpa's year 2, and that's the... I'm like, no, because you do year 1, you maybe... We've set it to where... it's confirmed the lady will sell red cabbage seeds sometime throughout the year, but I'm like, there's no point, because year 1 is the earliest you can, by the end of that, it's the earliest you can technically, in theory, unlock the community center. So that just gives you a full year of doing everything afterwards. I'm like, that really, there's so much still to do afterwards before you diamonds get anywhere. So I was like, year 3 plus another person. Originally I recommended just 1 year, and he goes, oh yeah, 3 years. And I'm like, yeah, after much consideration, I'm like, yeah, that does make sense, because then it gives you room to do stuff. And like, I'm playing right now, and I just hit 1 million at the end of year 2, because I wasn't like min-maxed or anything. I was just playing, and I was like, but you know, yeah. Like, well, no, Grandpa's at the end of year 2, not year 3. We're wrong. And I'm like, I never said Grandpa's end of year 3. I said he was at the end of year 2. And that, so everything that and Community Center unlock both are at the same. Well, Community Center unlocks like a season or 2 before year 3. So, but you know, I mean before Grandpa, and which is the end of year 2, into year 3. I'm like, that was the whole plan, was after, instead of year 1, year 3. But yeah. If you want to give yourself a try, you can even comment back on this video. Week 3 premiere, that is. With oh, I got a stupid lights. But to do the basic farm, no like cheating, manipulating code or anything like that. Single player, no co-op. And from there you got to... Oh, we finally hit bedrock. Yay, 60! Make sure on the advanced options, it's a 1.5 thing, so if you're on mobile you can't do it, sadly. But, oh, we're going up a block. Basic farm, what's it called? Year 1 completable. That's pretty much it for the most part, actually. And play however you want to play, but you know, at day 1, year 4, you've got to show your work of like, hey, here's my total profits, and boom. So obviously, the last day of season 3, year 3, you want to pretty much sell everything. I wouldn't, because then you're like weirdly like, you know, off but still in the game. But I'm probably, but yeah. So I'm already playing on the world, and so I'm probably going to eventually do a stream, like a weekly stream, or maybe a monthly. I don't know. I'm gonna do a Stardew Valley stream. I think that'd be really cool and fun. All right, so we set that up. We let's go get stairs before we say that mine shaft's ready. I mean, it's not ready. We still need to do a set. Well, I guess we have to do this one then too. Crap. While we're here, set up some stairs. Well, I guess would it be stairs if it's a minecart? Ah, crap. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so we're good. But yeah, so we're doing that. I got like to like day 8 or 9. No, I got a little bit further. I got to the egg festival, and I ended up getting enough money for. I miscounted my days of when parsnips would be ready, so I only had 20 strawberry seeds in the end, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, I would have wished I had more given their status. Do they grow? Yeah, they grow multiple times. But I'm going to keep a strawberry or two, gold star, just so that I can make seeds as soon as I get a seed maker and have the greenhouse. Which is funny if this connects somehow via that ravine shaft to the other tunnel. That'd be pretty funny. But I figured one would be a down shoot and one would be an up shoot, cart wise. So you'd ride down and go to whatever stops, and then if you come up, and then there might be a third line on like the side over here, where it's the return cart for like smelting and returning of like, hey, here's what we picked up, you know. That way I can dump it in the chest, it dumps it into it, and then it says okay, and the cart comes up. And then like comes up and then goes into something, and then it funnels down to somewhere else. I don't know. Something like that. So let's see here. We still got a little bit more to do, but we'll... Sugar cane farm relocation and expansion. And then what would be the third thing? Part 1 village beautification. I believe I spelled that right. Oh well. Not my problem if it's not spelled right. So, it's cobble, not this cobble. Oh well. I do realize at one point I will have to do like an extra like week premiere in a Twitch to have a backup, because when we go to Disney World in October, we go from the 1st to the 8th. There's a Monday that I won't be around for, and that means either I'm gonna have to just say, hey, Twitch misses out, but we're still backed up to where, you know, YouTube still gets all the, you know, content and whatnot, so we're still good there, but, you know, I make it up for Twitch or something, you know. We'll do like a special like Minecraft stream or something where it's, I don't know, either way. So that is something I have to think about. And I don't want to do a rerun. I think that'd be silly. I just won't stream. I'm just like, hey, I'm not streaming, you know. That's always been my philosophy. It's one thing if we're getting momentum, and we are slowly building momentum here on the channel, but my big thing is that at the end of the day, you know, you have to take, you know, time off. And I know a lot of streamers like, if I take time off, I'm gonna lose all my viewers, and like, then your viewers aren't worth it. I mean, sure, that's your income, that's your source of money, but like, you can't, you know, let yourself die because of no vacation and stuff like that, and the stress. Ugh. Not worth it. I would rather watch someone like Ray Narvaez Jr. Right now, he's, I think, on a, or at least was on like a week and a half vacation. Well earned. So. Trying to think, can I add? But these stairs look good. No, because they're, I forget the half slabs are like that. Whoops. Okay. Well, maybe we'll do that. Oh, actually. Yeah. I could put up there, but eh. I think that's pretty good. Let's go over here. Ooh, melon, sweet. Got our first melon, huzzah! I do watermelon. We're finally getting into the right part of the season where it all tastes good. It doesn't taste more water than melon. Off by one, dang. And our wheat field's nice. I would love if we had strawberries in Minecraft. I just realized that would be really cool. I love strawberries. We had some yesterday. Chips Ahoy and I did like a little picnic in the bedroom because it's been over 100 degrees. So we did that, and yeah, it was really nice. Had some strawberries, some grapes. Had a charcuterie board. Charcuterie board. Charcuterie? I don't know. With a bunch of meats and crackers and then a couple cheeses. Technically, you can't have a charcuterie board if it's fruit. I know that. Of all the people, trust me, I know. That was on its side on its own. We had a legit board that she made. She went to Aldi, had a bunch of stuff ordered, some crackers, a couple of different cheeses. Oh, it was delicious. A bunch of meats. Oh, delicious. There's this one goat cheese that was honey. Honey goat cheese. Divine. Actually, this and this doesn't go in here. We can put a watermelon actually over there. But yeah, look at all that. We've got a ton. 3 diamonds, nice and iron. A bunch of copper. Copper's more of like a building block now, to be honest, but we still got it. Bunch of mining blocks, a good amount of stone. We need to get more cobblestone, to be honest. But I dug too deep where I was going. I'm like the mines of Mora. What are you? And they call it a mine. The one time he wasn't listening during the meeting was whenever they're talking about let's not go in the mines. Why is that? Wow, oh, okay. Yeah. But I think this looks nice. Oh, we need to assign before we bop it. We got to sign it. Yeah, the 25th, I almost said 24th. 25th of July. So this is the 3rd week. I'm pretty proud that we've made such great progress. By the way, hi B. Got a little pollen on your booty. Booty pollen, booty pollen. I can't do like those mouth pronunciations, soundifications too well because my throat, but I do that. Okay, it's, melon farm relocated and expanded. Melon farm relocated and expanded, and then we'll do 7, 25, 22. Wait, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 5 months until Christmas at the time of this premiere. Oh boy. I'll relocate it up one. Melon. That's what I thought, but I wasn't for sure. Relocated and expanded. 7, 25, 22. But that means 2 months and 6 days, I think, until Disney World, which I'll be so excited. I'll definitely post pictures and maybe record some videos for YouTube. I don't have the capacity to do it for, hey, our first actual melon to eat. Sweet. I don't have the capacity to, like, live stream there. So, just because I need my phone for other more important things. And I'm on vacation. I'm gonna, you know, take pictures, but, you know. So, anyways, yeah, chat, that was that. We had... Actually, I have to go back over there and get a screenshot. Hold on. We had the... If I can walk right. Melon farm relocated and expanded. We did a little mining. We did some tree chopping. Got a couple stacks of both oak and birch. I do want to come back eventually to that and clear out more trees and plant a bunch of trees. I do want to do a tree orchard where we have oak. You know, it's like a 6x6 pattern. And what do we do is we do sapling, which would go into, say, this tree, and then skip 5 blocks. The third would be obviously cobblestone with the torch, and then go on, and then, so that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom, saplings. So this right here is a cobblestone block with a torch. Repeat that so that there's 6 saplings by 6 saplings, and boom. Or 5 by, we'll do a 5 by 5. Whatever's an even number, and then go on and repeat that. But yeah, that'll be something. But next time, we are relocating and expanding the sugar cane, followed by the second thing you have to find out. But thank you everyone who stopped by. Barramundi, howdy! But yeah, so we're gonna just cut this stream a little short just because my throat's still bothering me from all that. I was streaming with Barramundi, we were playing golf, and my throat just from doing too many voices. That, and I did stuff off screen for like my game and whatnot for voice lines. So we're kind of a little bit early. Usually I do at least 2 hour streams, but that, and I'm tired from this weekend. It's been hot, so I will do back to at least 2 hours next time, provided everything's fine and whatnot. So yeah, until next time, my name is SlothFang, and we'll see you next week. At YouTube, comment your favorite part. If there, anything I've talked about, comment your favorite condiment to put on a hot dog. But YouTube, thank you so much for watching. And up next, and / during this, will be a, what's that called? Screen where it recommends the video and a subscribe. Subscribe if you enjoyed this.